Listen to me. You've been sitting on the sidelines, watching everybody else live their dreams, scrolling through your phone, looking at people winning, and you're asking a why them? I'm telling you today, it's time to flip the question. Why not me? You got pain? Good. That pain is fuel. You've been through the struggle? Even better. That means you've got the foundation for greatness. You've seen failure? That's your training ground. Everybody you see on top started from somewhere. The difference? They believed they were worth it. They believed they were chosen for the challenge. So I'm asking you right now, why not you? Stop disqualifying yourself from the blessings that were meant for you. Stop playing small. God didn't put you here just to survive. He put you here to dominate. You got gifts. You got strength. You got a story that this world needs. So look in the mirror and say it loud. Why not me? No more excuses. No more fear. No more delay. From today, act like the person you're supposed to become. Speak like them. Move like them. Work like them. Because they are you, not waiting for a sign you are the sign. Pain is one of the most misunderstood parts of the human experience. We're taught from a young age to avoid it, to numb it, to run from it as if it has no value. But here's the truth, pain is purpose. Every great person you ever looked up to, every story that moved your soul, every hero that rose from nothing, what they all have in common is in comfort is pain. Pain was their birthplace. Pain was their classroom. Pain was the fire that forged their character. Think about your own life. Go back to the hardest moment you've ever experienced. The heartbreak, the betrayal, the failure, the sleepless nights, the hunger, literal or emotional. In that moment, you thought you were breaking. You thought life was unfair. You thought you weren't going to make it. But guess what? You're still here. And not only are you here, you're stronger. You're wiser. You may have some scars, but those scars are proof that you fought back and survived. See, people want success without struggle. They want the crown without the cross. But it doesn't work like that. Diamonds are created under pressure. Gold is refined in fire. Trees grow roots deeper when the storms come. So why do you think you're going to grow without going through something? Why do you think you can become all you were meant to be without facing adversity? Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your personal trainer. It's not there to destroy you. It's there to develop you. Let me tell you something real. You will never value success if you've never tasted failure. You will never understand peace unless you've wrestled with chaos. You will never be grateful for abundance until you've had to get by with nothing. That's the paradox of pain. It takes everything from you, and at the same time, it gives you something you could never get anywhere else. Resilience. When the world told you a no, pain gave you the power to keep saying a yes to your dreams. When people walked away, pain taught you how to walk alone and still keep moving. When life knocked you down, pain gave you the motivation to get back up again and again. Eric Thomas said it best. Don't cry to quit, cry to keep going. If you're going to cry, let it be because you're pushing through the weight, not because you're giving up under it. There's no growth in the comfort zone, and there's no comfort in the growth zone. You have to choose. Do you want to be comfortable, or do you want to be great? Because greatness requires pain. It requires discipline, sacrifice, rejection, setbacks, and every single bit of it is worth it. People spend so much time praying for an easier path, but what they don't realize is that their current path is molding them into the version of themselves who can actually handle what they're asking for. You can't be asking for a mansion and have the character of someone who can't even take care of a studio apartment. You can't be praying for leadership when you haven't learned how to serve. Pain is what makes you ready. Pain is what qualifies you for the next level. Every tear you've cried, every lonely night, every doubt you battle, it all has a purpose. None of it is wasted. Some of you are waiting for your pain to go away before you start building your future. But let me challenge you today. Build while you're in pain. Show up even when it hurts. Speak life over yourself even when your heart is heavy. Work on your goals even when you don't see the results yet. Because the truth is, success isn't about how you feel, it's about what you do. And the people who win in life are the ones who've learned to turn their pain into fuel. They don't use it as a reason to stop. They use it as a reason to go harder. You might not realize it now, but one day you're going to look back on this season and thank God for it. You're going to be grateful for the doors that closed because they led you to something better. You're going to be grateful for the people who left because it showed you how strong you are on your own. You're going to be grateful for the pain because without it, you would have never discovered how powerful you truly are. So the next time pain knocks on your door, don't run. Open the door and invite it in. Learn from it. Let it stretch you. Let it teach you. Because on the other side of that pain is your purpose. On the other side is your calling. On the other side is your testimony. Every champion, every leader, every successful person you admire, they've all walked through the fire. They've all sat with pain and made peace with it. And if they can do it, so can you. So stop asking, oh, why me? And start saying, oh, try me. Stop praying for comfort and start praying for strength. Because you weren't created to avoid pain. You were created to conquer it. Your purpose isn't found in your pleasure, it's found in your pain. And if you can learn to embrace it, if you can learn to see the purpose in it, then you'll realize that pain didn't come to punish you. It came to prepare you for greatness, for impact, for your destiny. Pain is purpose, remember that? Every single day people wake up, scroll through their phones, look at someone else's life and think, wow, must be nice. They see the cars, the money, the success, the lifestyle, and somewhere deep inside, a little voice whispers, that could never be me. But the problem isn't the other person's success. The problem is your belief system. The real question you should be asking yourself isn't, why them? It's, why not me? This shift in mindset is everything. That one question has the power to change the entire direction of your life. Because when you keep asking why them, you focus on their resources, their talents, their background, and you immediately start disqualifying. You say, E, they had support. They had money. E, they got lucky. But when you ask her, why not me, you start looking at your own potential. You start digging inside. You start realizing that you got everything you need already planned inside of you. This world has conditioned people to believe that greatness is reserved for the chosen few, that you have to be born into it, that you need a silver spoon, a perfect upbringing, a miracle. But what if I told you that's a lie? What if I told you that the only thing separating you from the people you admire is belief and action? Not background, not status, not talent, just mindset. You think those people on the stage didn't have fear? You think they didn't doubt themselves? They did. But they believed that their dreams were possible anyway. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for someone to crown them worthy. They stood up and said, oh, why not me? They looked at the opportunity, the stage, the challenge, and said, I may not have everything, but I've got enough to start. Because here's the truth. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to knock on your door with a golden ticket. If you're waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough, talented enough, smart enough, you might be waiting forever. You've got to look in the mirror and decide, I'm not going to watch everybody else win while I stay stuck in self-doubt. I'm not going to keep playing small while others live big. I'm going to step up. I'm going to go for it. Why not me? And let's be real. We all know what it feels like to be overlooked, to be underestimated, to be told we're not enough, to be picked last. But sometimes being underestimated is a blessing, because when people doubt you, you get the chance to surprise them. More importantly, you get the chance to surprise yourself. You get to discover what you're truly made of. But it starts with that question, why me? It's not just a question, it's a declaration. It's saying, I refuse to believe I was put here just to exist. I refuse to believe that success is for everyone else except me. I've got something to offer. I've got a gift. I've got a purpose, and I will not waste it. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need belief. Belief to action, and action leads to results. It's not about how fast you get there. It's about starting the journey. Every expert was once a beginner. Every master was once a student. Every legend was once unknown. They didn't get where they are overnight. They failed. They struggled. They failed. But they kept getting back up because something inside of them said, oh, why not me? And the truth is, there will always be reasons not to try. You're too young. You're too old. You don't have experience. You don't have money. You don't know the right people. But let me tell you something. Every excuse you make is just a chain keeping you from your destiny. Break it. shatter it. Rewrite the story you've been telling yourself. Because someone somewhere with less than what you have is doing more than what you're doing. Not because they're better, but because they believe they could. So let this be the moment where it all changes. Let this be the day you stop shrinking yourself to fit into other people's expectations. Let this be the day you stop doubting your greatness. Let this be the day you stop watching others rise while you sit in the shadows. Because you belong in the room. You belong on the stage. You belong at the table. You are not a spectator. You are a player in this game of life. Act like it. There's a version of you that the world is waiting on. A version of you that's bold, confident, relentless. A version of you that doesn't ask for permission to win. A version of you that doesn't settle for average. That version is already inside of you. It's not in the future. It's right here, right now. And it's unlocked the moment you ask, oh, why not me? You've got the vision. You've got the heart. You've got the potential. Now you need the belief. Stop asking if you're ready. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can. And every day remind yourself, why not me? When you see someone else succeed, celebrate them, but don't envy them. Let them remind you of what's possible. Let them inspire you to push harder, dream bigger, move faster. Don't say, I could never. Say, if they can, so can I. Because you can, and you will, but only if you believe it. Only if you claim it. Only if you stop waiting for a miracle and start becoming one. It's not too late. You're not too broken. You're not too far behind. Everything you've been through has prepared you for this moment. Every tear, every setback, every failure, it was all leading to this mindset shift. To this one question. To this one truth, that you are capable, you are worthy, and you are next. So don't let fear win. Don't let doubt win. Don't let your past define your future. The next chapter of your life is unwritten. The pen is in your hand. And the question that will shape your story is simple, why not me? There's something powerful about taking responsibility for your life. In a world where it's easy to point finger at your parents, your boss, your circumstances, your past, real growth begins the moment you stop blaming and start owning. The third keynote is simple, but transformational. Take ownership of your story. Not just the parts you like, not just the moments where everything went well, but all of it. The pain, the mistakes, the missed opportunities, and the moments you let fear or doubt win. Because until you take full responsibility, you'll always be giving your power away. Life doesn't owe you anything. It's not gonna hand you success because you've been through hard times. It's not gonna reward you just because you suffered. Pain is part of the process, but it's not the passport to achievement. You don't rise because you've been knocked down. You rise when you decide to stand up and move forward. That's what taking ownership looks like. It means saying, yes, that happened. Yes, I made that mistake. Yes, I got hurt. But I refuse to let that be the end of my story. Taking ownership doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything. It doesn't mean carrying guilt or shame. It means taking back the steering wheel of your life and refusing to live like a passenger anymore. It's looking in the mirror and saying, I'm responsible for how I respond. I'm responsible for how I show up. I'm responsible for what I build from here. And that's where the real power lies. When you don't take ownership, you stay stuck. You replay the same stories. You recycle the same pain. You become a victim of your own narrative. But when you take ownership, you become the author. You gain the authority to rewrite the script. You say, or maybe I didn't choose what happened to me, but I will choose how I respond. I will choose what I do with the rest of this life. People often wait for the perfect conditions to change their life. More money, more time, more support. But the truth is, change begins when you stop waiting. When you say, this is my life. No more excuses, no more blaming, no more settling. Taking ownership is about accountability. It's about realizing that no one is responsible for your dreams, but you, your parents may have failed you. Your friends may have doubted you. The world may have overlooked you. But your future, that's yours. That's your responsibility. It takes courage to take ownership. It's not always comfortable. It forces you to confront the truth about your choices. It means admitting that maybe you played it safe. That maybe you let fear drive the car for too long. That maybe you've been waiting for someone else to believe in you when the real belief needed to come from within. But with that honesty comes freedom. Because when you own it, you can change it. Think about your goals. Think about where you want to be. Every single step toward that life begins with you deciding to own where you are right now. If you're broke, own it. If you're unhealthy, own it. If you've wasted time, own it. Not to beat yourself up, but to build yourself up. You can't grow from a place you're not willing to acknowledge. You can't move forward if you're stuck in denial. Ownership is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And let's be clear, ownership doesn't mean perfection. You're going to slip. You're going to make mistakes. But taking ownership means learning from those moments instead of running from them. It means asking, what can I do differently next time instead of blaming someone else? It means staying hungry, staying humble, and never putting your future in someone else's hands. People will try to write your story for you. They'll tell you what you can't do, where you can't go, who you can't go, who you can't be. When you take ownership, you stop letting those voices matter. You stop seeking validation. You stop living to please because your life is yours, your path is yours, your dream is yours. You don't need anyone else's permission to go after it. Ownership is also about discipline. It's about doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It's about showing up even when no one is watching. It's about realizing that the grind, the effort, the sacrifice, it's all on you. You can have coaches, mentors, and support system, but if you don't do the work, nothing changes. No one else can work your vision for you. No one else can grind for your dream. That responsibility is yours alone. The people who win, the people who rise, the people who turn pain into power, they're not waiting for the perfect moment. They've taken ownership. They've decided that their circumstances don't define them. They realize that even if the odds are stacked against them, their attitude, their actions, and their mindset are in their control. And that's where the difference is made. Your story is still being written. Every day, every decision, every thought, you're writing the next chapter. And the question is, are you writing it intentionally? Or are you letting someone else hold the pen? Are you waiting for things to change? Or are you making them change? That's the heart of ownership. It's not about having everything figured out. It's about choosing to show up with purpose, with grit, and with an unshakable commitment to your growth. You have one life, just one. And it's too valuable to waste waiting for things to happen. It's too precious to spend stuck in blame or bitterness. Take ownership. Own your mistakes. Own your progress. Own your dreams. Own your future. No more excuses. No more passivity. No more waiting. This is your time. This is your story. And you got the power to shape it. Because once you take ownership, you stop being a spectator. You stop being a passenger. You become the driver. You stop wondering what could have been, and you start building what will be. It's not always easy. It's not always fair, but it's always worth it. Own it, all of it, and then rise. Rejection is not the end. There's not a period. It's a comma. It's not a sign to give up. It's a challenge to grow stronger, to go deeper, to fight harder. Most people see rejection as failure. They let it define them, discourage them, and derail their dream. But the truth is, rejection is part of the process. It's a test. It's life asking you, how bad do you really want it? When someone tells you a no, that doesn't mean never. It just means not now, or not this way. But you gotta be willing to keep moving. You've gotta understand that rejection isn't personal. It's not about you being unworthy. It's about timing. It's about fit. It's about perspective. And sometimes it's just about the fact that people can't see your value yet. That doesn't mean it's not there. That doesn't mean you stop. Every successful person you admire has faced rejection. Every entrepreneur, every artist, every athlete, they all have stories of being turned down, overlooked, underestimated. What separates them from the rest isn't talent. It's not luck. It's resilience. It's the decision to keep going when the doors close. It's the ability to turn rejection into redirection. Let rejection teach you. Let it sharpen you. When someone says you're not good enough, use it as fuel. Use it to refine your skill, to adjust your approach, to build even more hunger. Don't internalize rejection as failure. Reframe it as feedback. Sometimes rejection is the greatest teacher because it forces you to look at things differently. It humbles you, but it also hardens you in the right way. It makes you tougher, more focused, more committed. You weren't born to be accepted by everyone. If your goal is to be liked by all, you'll end up pleasing none, including yourself. The path to greatness is paved with moments of isolation, misunderstanding, and yes, rejection. But that doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. In fact, it often means you're on exactly the right one. Because the bigger your dream, the more resistance you'll face. And ever you know, it's just a reminder that you're aiming high. Too many people let one rejection stop them forever. They hear a no once and they pack it up, they give up on the dream. But why not you? Why not be the one who says, okay, you rejected me, but I'm still here. I'm still grinding. I'm still growing. Rejection isn't a reason to stop. It's a reason to prove them wrong. It's a reason to believe in yourself even more fiercely. Think about how many breakthroughs came right after someone refused to give up. Think about how many people were one step away from quitting when the breakthrough happened. You never know when that moment is coming. But you'll miss it if you let rejection convince you to sit down. Rejection convince you to sit down. If it doesn't work the first time, try again. If it doesn't happen the second time, adjust your strategy. Keep learning. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep evolving. Rejection can also protect you. Sometimes it's not about failure. It's about being redirected to something better. That job you didn't get, that relationship that didn't work out, that opportunity that passed you by. It might have seemed like a loss, but in reality, it was life making room for something greater. You just couldn't see it yet. But trust that what's meant for you won't miss you as long as you keep showing up. There's a lesson in every no. Sometimes it teaches you patience. Sometimes it teaches you resilience. Sometimes it forces you to level up, to work harder, to go deeper into your craft. But the worst thing you can do is let rejection define you. You're not the job you didn't get. You're not the investor who turned you down. You're not the critic who didn't understand your vision. You're more than that. You are potential. You are possibility. And you have to believe that even when no one else does, use rejection as fuel. Let it light a fire in you. Let it remind you why you started in the first place. Let it reconnect you to your why. If your dream matters to you, rejection won't stop you. It might slow you down, but it won't take you out. You'll feel it, sure. It'll sting. You're human, but feel it. Then move. Process it, then press on. Let it strengthen your skin and sharpen your vision. And don't forget this, rejection does not define your worth. It doesn't mean you're not enough. It just means you're being refined. You're being shaped. You're being prepared. You're becoming the kind of person who can handle the success you're chasing. Sometimes you're being protected from premature opportunity, things you weren't ready for yet. Rejection is painful, but it's also preparation. When the world says no, look inward. Ask yourself, do I still believe? If the answer is yes, then keep moving, keep building, keep speaking life into your vision. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need to refuse to quit, because people only reject what they don't understand. And if your dream is big enough, it will confuse people. It will intimidate people. And that's okay. Keep going anyway. Some of the greatest stories ever told are born from rejection. Stories of persistence, of grit, of heart. Let yours be one of them. Let your life be the story of someone who heard a no, but didn't let that be the end. Someone who was denied, delayed, even doubted, but never defeated. You've got something special. And just because they can't see it now doesn't mean it isn't real. Just because the door closed doesn't mean another one won't open. Keep knocking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Because rejection is not the final word. You are. Your response is. Your belief is. So don't run from rejection. Face it. Learn from it. Grow through it. Let it build you. Let it prepare you. And then let it become the foundation you stand on when the opportunity finally comes. And it will. Keep showing up. Keep believing. Keep fighting. Rejection isn't the end. It's the beginning of a better you. You were born with a purpose. That's not just a feel-good phrase. It's a truth that runs deeper than anything else in this world. Every single person has a reason they're here. It doesn't matter where you came from, what your past looks like, or who doubted you along the way. The fact that you're alive means there's something inside you that the world needs. And the most powerful thing you can ever do is tap into that purpose and walk it out unapologetically. See, too many people are living life on autopilot. They wake up, go through the motions, do what they think they're supposed to do, and never once stop to ask, what was I created for? But not you. You're not here just to exist. You're not here just to survive. You're here to make impact, to leave a legacy, to become the fullest version of yourself. But purpose isn't something you find outside of you. It's not something someone gives you. It's something you unlock. It's already inside. When you start to believe that, your entire life changes. You stop chasing approval. You stop waiting for permission. You stop playing small because you realize, why not me? Why not be the one who changes the game? Why not be the one who breaks the cycle, who elevates the standard, who becomes the first in their family to dream big and back it up with action? You got to start looking at your life differently. Start seeing your challenges not as barriers, but as clues. Every obstacle you face, every hardship you've overcome, it's all part of the blueprint. It's not random. It's shaping you, molding you, preparing you. You've been equipped with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. The pain, the pressure, the process. It's all developing the version of you that's strong enough, wise enough, and bold enough to carry the weight of the dream. But walking in purpose takes courage. It's not easy. It means stepping into the unknown. It means being misunderstood. It means leaving your comfort zone and confronting every fear that tries to keep you small. It means choosing growth over ease, progress over popularity, impact over image. You've got to be willing to do the work, to sit with your thoughts, to ask the tough questions, to dig deep and get honest about what drives you and what drains you. Purpose doesn't show up all at once. It's revealed in layers. It's discovered through action, through trial and error, through listening to that still small voice that said, you were made for more. You start small. You start where you are. And the more you walk in alignment, the clearer the path becomes. You'll start to notice opportunities, connections, and moments that feel like confirmation. Because they are. That's purpose showing you you're on the right track. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take the first step, and then the next, and then the next. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing to try, willing to fail, willing to grow. Because when you walk in purpose, you're not walking alone. There's something greater guiding you. There's momentum, there's grace. There's a sense of knowing that even when it's hard, it's worth it. People will doubt you. That's a fact. Not everyone will understand your vision. Some will question your motives. Some will walk away. But hear me, don't let their doubts become your doubts. Don't let that fear fade your fate. You weren't created to fit in. You were created to stand out. And sometimes standing out means standing alone. But that's okay, because purpose gives you peace. It gives you direction. It gives you a sense of identity that doesn't shift with opinions or circumstances. When you know your purpose, you live differently. You make decisions with clarity. You say a no to distraction. Yeah, stop wasting energy on things that don't align. You don't chase everything, and you chase the right thing. And that's where your power is. That's where your influence grows. That's where fulfillment lives. Because success without purpose feels empty. But when you're walking in your calling, even the struggle feels sacred. Even the sacrifice feels meaningful. Purpose also gives you resilience. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, you don't quit when it gets tough. You dig deeper, you rise stronger, you remind yourself there's something bigger than me at stake. You remember that someone's breakthrough is tied to your obedience. Someone's healing is connected to your honesty. Someone's freedom is unlocked by your willingness to keep showing up. You don't need a platform to live in purpose. You don't need fame, fortune, or followers. Purpose is about impact. Not attention, it's about how you show up in the everyday. It's about using your voice to speak life. Using your hands to build. Using your time to serve. It's about the energy you bring, the love you give, the truth you live. And here's the thing, when you start walking in purpose, you attract the right people. People who see you, who believe in you, who challenge you, who walk with you. Purpose draws purpose. It creates connection. It builds community. And together you create momentum that can't be stopped. But the first step is belief. You've got to believe that you have a purpose. You got to believe that your life matters, that your story matters, that your voice has value, that your vision is valid, even when it's hard, even when it's quiet, even when it feels like nothing's working. You keep going. You keep believing. Because deep down, you know this is bigger than you. The world doesn't need more copies. It needs originals. It needs people who are real, who are rooted, who are relentless. People who know who they are and who they're becoming. People who aren't afraid to walk a different path, to dream a little louder, to live a little bolder. That's you. That can be you if you make the decision. Don't let fear rob you. Don't let doubt delay you. Don't let comparison confuse you. Your journey is unique. Your timing is perfect. Your purpose is waiting on your yes. So say yes to the process. Say yes to the calling. Say yes to the version of you that you haven't even met yet. The version that's brave, powerful, and fully alive. This isn't about hype. This is about truth. You matter. You're needed. You're chosen, and your purpose is real. So live like it. Speak like it. Move like it. Don't shrink. Don't settle. Don't silence yourself to make others comfortable. Own your life. Walk in your authority. And remember, purpose is not a destination. It's a way of life. It's in the way you love, the way you lead, the way you rise after falling, the way you give when no one's watching, the way you speak up when it's easier to stay silent. That's purpose. That's power. And that's what you were created for. So ask yourself, why not me? Why not be the one who breaks through? Why not be the example? Why not live full and die empty? You got one life, one shot, one chance to become everything you were born to be. Don't waste it waiting. Don't waste it wondering. Step into it, own it, live it, because the world is waiting, so is your destiny. So when everything is said and done, when the noise fades and the dust settles, what truly matters isn't how perfect the journey looked, how many people watched you, or how loud the applause was. What matters is that you dared, that you chose to rise when you could have stayed down, that you made the decision to keep moving forward when quitting seemed easier. That somewhere deep inside, you found the strength to ask, say, why not me? And you refuse to let that question go unanswered. You see, life isn't about waiting for the perfect moment or the ideal opportunity. It's about creating momentum with what you have, where you are. It's about choosing to believe that the potential planted inside of you has purpose and then doing the work to bring that purpose to life. There will always be reasons to delay, always be fears whispering in your ear, always be doubts trying to keep you stuck. But greatness doesn't come from comfort. Purpose doesn't come from safety. It comes from walking through the fire and still having the faith to say, I was made for more. You were never meant to live a life of mediocrity. You weren't put on this earth just to exist and pay bills. You weren't born to settle. Deep down, you know this. A feeling in your chest when you dream bigger than your circumstances, that's not delusion. That's your spirit reminding you that there's more for you. That's your heart calling you to rise. And when you listen to that voice, when you begin to trust it, you start unlocking parts of yourself that you didn't even know existed. You begin to realize that the setbacks weren't signs of failure. They were lessons. The delays weren't denials. They were preparation. The silence, the loneliness, the waiting, all of it was developing you, molding you, shaping you into someone capable of carrying the weight of your calling. And you begin to understand that even when it didn't feel like it, you were growing. Even when it looked like nothing was happening, everything was aligning. Because purpose doesn't waste pain. Purpose doesn't ignore your process. It uses every part of your story, every high and every low, to build a life that speaks louder than words ever could. But the real magic, it happens when you stop looking outward for validation and start looking inward for truth. When you stop asking if you're good enough and start declaring that you are. When you take ownership of your growth, your time, your energy, and stop apologizing for wanting more. Because wanting more isn't selfish, it's sacred. It's a sign that you tasted your potential and you're ready to pursue it with everything you've got. And yes, there will be days when it's hard. Days when the vision feels blurry and the progress feels slow. Days when people misunderstand you, when support is lacking, when it feels like you're walking alone. But remember this, growth often looks like isolation. Transformation often feels like struggle. Evolution rarely comes wrapped in comfort. But if you can hold on through those moments, if you can keep showing up, keep doing the work, keep believing even when there's no evidence, you'll come out on the other side stronger than ever. You'll start to see how every step mattered, how every time you wanted to quit, but then became a building block. How every time you kept your integrity, stayed disciplined, made the hard choices, it all added up. It all made you into someone who didn't just talk about purpose, but lived it. Someone who didn't just chase dreams, but built a life that inspired others to dream too. Because that's what happens when you live in alignment with your purpose. You create ripple effects. You impact lives you'll never even meet. You become a lighthouse for someone else's storm. You give others permission to rise simply by being brave enough to rise yourself. And that's legacy. That's impact. That's the real reward. It's not about fame or recognition. It's about knowing that your life meant something, that your story had weight, that your voice had power, that your actions reflected your values, that you didn't just survive. You thrived, that you took everything meant to break you and turned it into something beautiful, that you didn't wait for someone to hand you a crown. You built your own kingdom from the ground up. And maybe you'll look back one day and smile, not because it was easy, but because it was worth it, because you did the hard thing, because you chose courage over convenience, conviction over comfort. No, because you made a decision to live fully, fearlessly, and authentically. You'll look in the mirror and see someone who didn't let fear win, someone who didn't shrink to fit in, someone who said, "Oh, why not me?" and then did something about it. Let that be your truth. Let that be your standard. Let that be your fuel. Don't wait until life forces you to change. Choose to rise now. Choose to believe now. Choose to bet on yourself now. The world doesn't need another person playing it safe. It needs someone who's willing to live with boldness, someone who refuses to be defined by their past, someone who wakes up every day with fire in their soul and purpose in their steps. You have something special inside you, something the world has never seen before and will never see again. Your fingerprint, your voice, your story is all one of a kind, and your only job is to honor that, to give it room to grow, to nurture it, protect it, and share it. Don't let the noise of the world drown out the truth inside you. Don't let the fear of judgment keep you from your destiny. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need relentless faith. You don't need all the answers. You just need the courage to keep asking the right questions. You don't need to be anyone else. You just need to become the best version of you, the real you, the resilient you, the powerful you. So go after it with fire, with passion, with unshakable belief. Go after the vision, the dream, the purpose. Go after the life you were born to live. And when the world asks, why you? Why now? Why this dream? You answer with certainty and clarity. Why not me? Because when you believe in your purpose, you stop needing permission to be great. You stop needing confirmation to move forward. You stop waiting for the stars to align because you realize you are the star and it's your time to shine. Now take a deep breath, square your shoulders and walk in it. Not tomorrow, not when it's easier, right now. This moment, this day, this life is yours. And the world is waiting for you to show up fully, boldly, and completely as the person you were always meant to